Great. The recording has started, so now we can officially start, and I will leave the floor to Susanna Delic and her eTwinning story of today. So, Susanna, the floor is yours, and participants feel free to use the chat for any questions or any curiosity you would like to share, and we will be happy to read you.
Dear Alicia, thank you so much. So good afternoon. I'm extremely glad that you are here today. So like my colleague says, I'm Susanna Delic. I'm a teacher counselor with master degree in primary education and informatics. I'm working at primary school Horvati, where I also represent Erasmus Plus projects as a project coordinator, and I am eTwinning ambassador and ambassador of the This Is Our Time project and one of the founders of the Global VC Education Group. I'm using video conferencing as a learning method for 16 years. So welcome on eTwinning Stories webinar, Music, AI, and Media Literacy Together. What we will talking about today, here is the content. So music, AI, media literacy, inspiring resources that have influenced on my journey as educator, some challenges in the life, my life in this case, some tips for you. And of course, we have a guest teacher, my dear colleague, Mariana Smolcic. She's with us today. And for the end, escape room for fun and knowledge. So I hope you will have a good time today. So first, music. We can say in today's time, music, AI, and media literacy are closely related, especially in education. How and why? It is students who listen to the music, but often without a critical view of the text. Also, celebrities are often the target of some fake news. Students are the ones who absorb some misinformation and should have the tools to recognize it. So today, AI is an integral part of music, information, and education. So as educators, we educate young personalities, and often we can do what they love. Why should it be music? So many times it is musicians who are linked to fake news. This is exactly what happened with this year's second Eurovision contest contestant, Baby Lasagna from Croatia, that these are fake news and that behind them lies either some kind of fraud or a simple desire to instill fear among people and manipulate them. It is obvious from the way in which most such announcements are presented. They therefore contain grammatical errors and the photos are obviously and very badly photoshopped. So you will see right away that something is wrong. Despite this, there will always be someone who will believe the news. Just weeks, several such announcements appeared on some social media, and they were mostly related to famous people from Croatia or, of course, some other countries all over the world, suggesting that they had died. This kind of post can often seem bizarre, even spooky. And they can also upset the users of social media or social networks. So many people wonder who and why they benefit from such a post, whether it is possible to suppress them at all, and how come a company whom some social media allows their publication in the form of sponsored content. So, what does artificial intelligence say about music? Music is a universal language that transcends borders and speaks directly to the sound. I really like this first part. So, it goes directly to the soul. Listening to music, it's a deeply integrated part of human culture and experience. Here are a few reasons why we are listening to music. It's, of course, emotional expression and regulation. Music has the power to evoke a wide range of emotion, so from happiness to sadness and everything in between. It can help us express feelings that we might not be able to put in the words, and we can also help us manage and regulate our emotions. Of course, here it's of course social connections. Music brings people together. Eurovision contests did every year just these things. And it is a big part of social events, celebrations, some rituals, competitions, and so on. So, from concert and festivals to family ceremonies, music can create a sense of community and belonging. Of course, here we have cognitive benefits, cultural identity, entertainment, and pleasure, of course, inspiration and motivation. So, we have, of course, therapeutic users. Music therapy is a well-established field that uses music to address physical, emotional, cognitive, and social needs or individuals. Music is inspiration and motivation, of course. So you can see here. You can see here the image of the music, because I said to AI to draw for me music. So you can see it's very colorful and everything. It's funny and with lots of emotions, I can say. So music plays a significant role in education. So why? Because enhance cognitive development, boost academic achievement, encourage creativity, improve social skills, playing music in a group settings, such as in a band of choir, teachers, students can play and sing together and so on. They communicate on that way and so on. It can build discipline, patience, learning to play some instrument or master a piece of music requires dedication, practice, and so on and so on. So it's really, 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 really amazing. So we have some things to help you, to help me, to help you, to help teachers, because music is part, as we say, our lives, and media literacy is very important here as well. In today's world, in today's world moment, media literacy is extremely important. Often, even we as educators cannot defend ourselves against fake news, and how would students do that who have neither knowledge nor experience as adults. We have to teach them that whatever we have to change in any subject, we have a lot of literature that we can offer to teachers and use it to influence students. This set of principles and guidelines for effective media literacy initiatives has been developed by a working group on media literacy standards and best practice with input from IDMO, hubs, and other practitioners and experts during a consultation process. So the goal is to increase the effectiveness of media literacy initiatives across Europe by developing guidance that new and existing practitioners can consult. So it's really great. Of course we can use it, and we have something more. And this is guidelines for teachers and educators on tackling disinformation and promoting digital literacy through education and training. These guidelines for teachers include some practical tips, activity plans. We have some topics and notes grounded in what works and concerns digital literacy, education, and training. They are a key initiative in the digital education plan, action plan of the European Commission, and so on. So I'm sure that for us is a good thing to have something like this. In Croatia, we have luck, and this is a brand new thing. We have some new platform, and we can check immediately if something is correct or not, because of course the world is full of fake news. So it is some collaborative platform that consolidates and publish information verified within the framework of the project and one project and so on. On Croatian is točno tako. Maybe we can say yes, just like that, or something like this. The aim of the platform is the exchange of data, knowledge, insights, and tools developed within the project, which should be available and serve as a reference source for all media dedicated to credible and accurate reporting. So for today's, I think I saw it really good and really helpful. AI can help us. AI can help us in discovering news, but also in creating content. So we, for example, have a Microsoft Copilot, is an AI-powered assistant designed to help you with a wide range of tasks. And here are some key features is some assistant. It can help to draft emails, create some documents, and manage our calendar. Of course, it can have some information. It can find and summarize some information from the web, helping you to stay informed and make some decisions, or creative support. It can be, of course, whether you need some brainstorming ideas, generating images, or writing content. It can be really useful. Of course, for learning and development, it can provide explanations, answer questions, and offer education resources for various topics, and so on. Here we have some of the tools, uh, a number of AI tools that can help us create teacher content. So AI tools can significantly enhance media literacy by helping students and individuals critically analyze and evaluate media media content. Here are some notable AI tools and strategies. And one key aspect of media literacy is teaching students how to be responsible digital citizen. AI can aid in this by providing real-time feedback on online behavior and guiding students on ethical online practice, so on. I hope you will find something, or you just did or did before, which will be helpful for you. Um, if you have some idea how AI could help you in your teaching, if you have, be kind and write it down on this link. Maybe you will inspire someone else with your idea. The tool is very, very simple. It's Lino. I'm sure that you know it. Maybe you just can put some idea what AI can do for you in life, but maybe strictly in the classroom. It can be helpful. What do you think? Maybe for some topics or something. So just try to write something. During this, I hope you, if you of course have opportunity to write it down, I will read what you say. Until then, I would like to introduce my guest today. Mariana needs to go earlier. Mariana will first speak today about her challenges and so on. So I hope, Alicia, that you put link in the chat, so maybe I can go further with slide with Mariana there.
Yes, Susanna, the link to that you just described is in the chat, and Mariana also kindly posted the other links that you described, the resources, so they are all there for our participants to explore and to share their thoughts.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Alicia, so much. So, Mariana, my dear guest, my dear colleague, my dear friend, is a teacher advisor, eTwinning inclusive education group moderator, currently working in Brussels. Originally, she's from Croatia. So, Mariana, tell me, please, because I know you have lots of experience, and this is one of the topics today. I will talk about it later, about my challenges and so on. But can you tell us about your challenges during your professional life? Maybe tell us some tips for me, for colleagues, for everybody, and what just tell us about something inspiring resource and so on, because I know you have lots of experience. So please, floor is yours.
I think that thank you, Susanna and Alessia, for having me with you. Yes, greetings to everybody from Brussels. I'm sorry that I have to leave earlier, but I'm happy to see my dear colleague Susanna. We have been working for many years, and I would just say that even Susanna was one of my inspirations, because both of us have a huge love for video conferences. So we, in a way, both started in a similar way, but but I was very pleased to have heard and seen that there are people who have been doing it with even more difficult in the past, like 15, 16 years ago, Susanna, right? Than when I started, and that was in 2011. So in a way, I would first start with maybe the challenges that we all have. So there's a huge changes all the time in the classroom, and it's very difficult to figure it out. Sometimes it's like you have a lot of students in the classroom, you have students with special education needs, you have then classroom management. So even you have studied so much at the university, you have read books, you have read everything. It's something that you always have to keep adapting. You have to be quite flexible, right? You have to work on your connections and relationships all the time with yourself, with your colleagues, with your teachers, and of course with your students, especially the parents. So since you have noticed, I'm the inclusive education group moderator. This is like we need this collaboration, and sometimes it can be possible, sometimes it's lost, but we always are the ones to be blamed, or we are sometimes always to be more patient with everybody. So my advice is, I know sometimes it's difficult, but bear in mind that you have to adapt quickly. You have to always be open-minded and very flexible, especially if you are a member of eTwinning, sorry. And the reason for that is because all of us are doing projects on eTwinning. Even to start a project, you have to be very how to say, negotiate, coordinate with your partners. You actually, the time zone, the technological challenges, student motivation, or they are motivated enough or not motivated enough. So basically, the things that what we do nowadays did not exist maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago. But the point is what we do and what we then say and share with our students are those skills, are those soft skills that we teach them, from being media literature, to understand what is fake information online, to know how to write a very good email, to research for the certain information. So this is what we teachers do. Unfortunately, there's no like a rule to this. So the only rule that I think, it's like what the Rita Pearson says. I know maybe of you haven't heard of her, but if you Google, I will just write maybe in chat her name and a TED talk, but I'm sure most of you have probably seen this short 7.5 minute TED talk, and she could be one of the inspirations to some of us when we are struggling. So every kid needs a champion, or every kid, or all of us. We have difficult students, we have nice students. But basically, it is the relationship that we care and we create with our students, the connections. This is what I like, what she says. And even though before I have seen her, let's say, TED Talk, because I'm more like a person who likes to watch videos and films, and I know Susanna knows that. But of course, I read a lot, yeah. But I always compare it. I always do film studies with my students. There's always many things to share, even the fake information within the film. But then again, you can compare it with an old novel, because I'm an English teacher. I teach literature a lot as well. But Rita says teaching and learning should bring joy. And this is what I always say. Learning is fun. Everything that you learn today should be fun. So the students recognize this. So if you haven't seen her TED Talk, maybe after this, you will find more. Also, I think that very good, I teach here in European schools where I work at the moment, students from various nationalities, which is also a huge challenge, because you have like a bit of Erasmus eTwinning in the classroom. But then again, the kids are always kids anywhere in the world. They are always the same. Miss, will you do this or that? So it's important that we should be aware that they're still children, they're still developing. And the other day in our school, we had the neurodiversity pedagogical day webinar presentation. It was amazing. The woman, I think she was Belgian, she told about, I heard in Croatia many times from the psychologists telling us about, the children, they don't have the frontal cortex develop. And I was like, okay, maybe until the age of 15, 16. And then she said, it's until 25. And I was like, oh, well, of course, not with everybody, but we should be aware, and we should tell them, still, this is right, this is wrong. I know you should learn from your own mistakes, but try to learn from some, not all of the mistakes. Try to learn from my mistakes. So one of the very good authors that I like, and I read one of his books, but he has so many. He's a Danish, I think, author, Jesper or Jesper Juhl, I'm not quite sure. He has a book in Croatian was Škola u infarktnom stanju, I think Schul infarct or something like that, maybe school in the state of crisis. So, and any book that you can get from him, I think it could be nice. But bear in mind just to have I know to be quite tolerant and to be understandable. I think that is the most important thing. Of course, we all have bad days and great days, and but to go back with the inspiring resources and it's the teachers. I mean, I read books, I watch TV, but the teachers, the colleagues, each of you here, or the eTwinners, I have so many communities online. My time project community, right, Suzanne? It's now up and running because we have these online video conferences and projects that is for 24 hours. Amazing thing. I will let her talk about this more. Then we have these Carnet Croatian Association. Carnet is a research and academic network in Croatia. They are so supportive of teachers back in Croatia. We have learned so much from them, and I have worked with them and from them. And then it brought me also to the TESOL. There is an academic, the teachers of English of a second language. I'm a member of TESOL or ITEFL, Croatian, whatever. So do you always find inspiring teachers? There is no webinar that you say, oh, I have heard everything about it. You might have. There will be maybe a slight thing that you didn't, but you might meet somebody who has the same idea of with you, and you will meet them on the eTwinning webinar, seminar, whatever, and then you will it will be happy to have met the person, and then you will create more interesting things. So for me, it was the webhead community. We call it becoming a webhead when I started in 2011, and I ran these online free courses for 5 or 6 weeks with teachers from the United States and worldwide. I have met so many colleagues, and my students even ask me, Miss, how do you know so many teachers? Networking. That's the most important. Yes, and I think that, I mean, being open-minded. So either it's eTwinning, Time Project, Carnet, TESOL. So basically the people are the inspiration, all of us here. And I think I can stop here, right? Because we have so much to say, and yeah.
Yeah, Mariana, thank you. It's really true what you say, and we have many common group of people which we are in, like Time Project and Carnet and everything what we have. But one little thing, you said networking, and I have that as well. So yeah, it's really it is. And tell me, just if you have a time, 1 minute for time project. Sometimes you are with students in the school, I as well, in the night, and you have lots of video conferencing and with many schools from all the world and some quiz and so on. So what is your motivation, if you can tell us, and what is motivation for the students?
I know, I think I'm just crazy. I'm getting older now, so unfortunately it's a bit difficult to organize it here in Brussels. But yes, in Croatia, since 2015, I would come to school at midnight together with my students and the parents. Some parents would just join us for a while. They will bring candies or cookies and coffee and lots of coffee and drinks. And because I love learning and I want to show students how learning is important. You don't stop learning when you just finish school. You learn all the time. And I want to tell them, and it's okay. And they come back with this feedback and how do you say, evaluation after years and years later. Miss, do you still remember when we were in school and when we did that crazy project and we were talking with Colombian students in Peru at 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning? And they still share. So what is important is that I want to build students who are aware of the differences. They need to be aware of the cultures, of the time zones, of everything. So this is one opportunity, at least one in I would say once in per year, once a year, that they can experience this. And I'm glad that they have this as a very nice experience. My motivation is also to meet the teachers and also learn from those teachers and students from other countries, because you don't have always the opportunity to be in touch with them due to the time zones. So yeah, it's always like love for the students. I mean, sometimes I am some people just want to say, yeah, I come and I teach and that's it. Well, it is also for me. I would like to do it, but it's impossible. I mean, you have like human beings, and you have to be quite responsible. So you try to give them as much as possible. So that's like one of the things that I like about Time Project. It's quite challenging to organize. I still have the will and the strength and the health, but I'm glad that the kids tell me that they have been in touch with some people afterwards. And this is just to show them how they can also in the future create contacts with people around the world without having any prejudice, absolutely any prejudice, because we are all the same human race.
Exactly, exactly. Everything is true, and I'm glad that you have will, and because we have one conference together very
Yes.
soon this month. Yes. So, Mariana, thank you so much. It was so nice, so inspired for us, and so on. So, thank you for your time, and see you soon.
Yes, okay, no problem. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Thank you. I will just go back with slides. Yes, okay, here we are. I saw some of your answers in the Lino, and you say that AI can help you with some tasks for students with special needs for their task and so on. So yes, it's maybe challenging for very young students, but maybe you can use it and it can help you. And of course, one colleague says that I'm English teacher, so I think many apps are offering new possibilities to explore NI, such as text translators, pronouncing, exercise, debates, games, and so on. So, of course, thank you so much. We can see on this slide what some of colleagues said. They said that AI become essential in my pedagogical work, allowing me to reduce the workload, improve teaching, adopt learning, and so on. So they said that through data analytics, smart assistant, and some materials helps me track students' progress, deliver feedback in real time, and so on. So yes, we can use it for some better way and to plan. Okay, so we can go further. And now we are on this part, and Mariana just talked about. What about me? Maybe I can inspire you with experience gathering in 34 years of work. So I hope maybe I can give you some idea. And watch out, the AI says it's me on the picture, but I'm not. So don't trust everything AI creates. Yes, what I can say, this part can also serve as some personal touch. And I will talk and say to you some things that I pass through my work. So first, my influence was and my touch was with chess. I played chess when I was a kid, and I think that was something like just a pet ahead. And first was chess, then video conferences. After that, it comes Erasmus comes and eTwinning projects as well, and the last one, media literacy and disinformation and AI. So chess was the first to influence me as a teacher. So as I said, I played it in my youth, and it was somehow natural path. So working with students, creating a school team, really influenced the work of the school as well as my development as a teacher. Chess offers numerous benefit for students, making it valuable addition to their educational experience. Then video conferences. So my school, you can see it on the picture, and it's not from AI, it's real. My school is from 19th century. So from the outside, we seem like small and old, and we are small and old, really, but we are very big and modern from the inside because our students take part in many activities and interest groups, and one of them being international video conferences. So we are very open to the world because we thought it's very important for students to be students of the world. We implement video conference in everyday classes in our schools. So we often do this through all subjects in cooperation with many schools around the world. So often our students connect with students around the world for some specific topics such as health, local food, internet safety, and Mariana and I will have some AI topic at the end of November this year. So these are just some of the topics that we spent with the students from Taiwan and so on. So we have been working together for 15 years and so on. And I just want to tell you how everything started on one of the social media. One colleague 16 years ago sent me a message, can we go and make together video conference? I can see that you are a teacher. And at that time, I don't know anything much more about video conference, but I said, yes, of course, why not? And that was so far, I have held 500 video conference with students, so I'm very proud of it. And so far, it's actually been video conferences that have had the greatest impact on my work as a teacher. I can say, if I need to choose one impact. With video conference, we can exchange experience with students from other schools that develop media literacy, talk about fake news, and debate to use AI in teaching, or we can just can have a music class together. And we did it a lot of time. So everything is possible. So I'm really, really happy that I think I'm sure that I did right choice when a colleague asked me, will we go together to do video conference? Now, if you have a little time and if you have a opportunity, maybe can just it's just one question. Students should be allowed to use AI in the classroom, yes or no? So maybe if you have a time, just put menti.com and use this code 44450842 and just say to us what you think, what's your opinion. Students should be allowed to use AI in the classroom or not. And I will say to you, later results. We have some we are now equal. Now is leading. And it will be really, really interesting. We do it something like this on one conference last month in Taiwan, and students from college talk about what they will do, and students said, of course, it can be allowed. Some teachers said no. So basically, it was like you said. So it's very, very, very equal, and so on. So thank you so much. And we are going further. The next impact, it was, of course, Erasmus and eTwinning projects. I'm a eTwinning ambassador, so I'm really, really proud that I am, because eTwinning ambassadors are the pillars of the community. We are selected at a national level, provide training and support, and share our energy and enthusiasm, making eTwinning grow every day. So good thing and excellent thing, I think, is that video conferences are an integral part of almost every eTwinning project. So I can say that two things that influenced me as a teacher become closely connected. So Erasmus eTwinning and video conferences. So the last one, and the new impact on me, is media literacy and disinformation and NI. I'm so proud to be a group moderator on eTwinning, where you will find a wealth of material about media literacy and misinformation. So the group has been opened to be a central point of information and activities about media literacy. The aim is to share practice examples and so on. Always you can click on the button and to have access or on so many material. We can say now about challenges. Of course, every teacher has a number of challenges in his professional life. At the beginning of my career, I didn't really think that these three would be on the list of challenges, and it was war, pandemic, and earthquake. Pandemic and earthquake in Croatia in the same time. So there was the challenges, and what was really important in the day, as Mariana said, it was networking and people around you. And video conferences was really, really useful at time when we were remote and so on. So it was there was challenges really they were, but with enthusiasm, with people around you, and so on, it was okay. The second one, over 20 years, 22, I can say, is teaching students with special needs. So I started teaching the first students with special needs exactly 22 years ago. Back then, there was no help or materials like we have today. And I was among the first in my country to write and adapt program for my students with disabilities. And it was really a challenge. And we, at that time, we didn't help, had some help and so on, or some paper or some guidelines or something. So it was a big challenge, but that is exactly what affected me as a teacher in all the later years. So yes, it was challenge, but good challenge. And of course, I'm working with students with special needs today as well, and I'm proud of them. They make it many development right now. And motivation, your self-motivation is very important for everything, at least so far. So sometimes it's hard to find it, but the more challenges there are, the stronger your own motivation, your motivation is. Yes, it's very important. I asked Mariana to say what is her motivation for many things that she do, and she said, "Yes, I'm crazy." Yes, we just said like that, but it's really to be gathering to do something to answer of students' motivation. And when they ask you, we will do some project during the night again, you will say at the end, of course we will. Now it's maybe hard, but matter what, we will do it for sure. So my tips for you, networking for sure. The people around you, the people who can help you at the moment during the pandemic, during the war, or during the earthquake, or some things like that. And sharing is caring, and really it is. As I said, at the beginning of my career, I didn't have any material about how I can make plan for students with special needs or program for them. It was really unknown. But after I made it, I shared with my other colleagues. They made some changes and so on, and we put and made many things, great things together. So sharing is caring, and really it is not just the food. And all the pictures you can see today, except my school and my students and Mariana, of course, it's made are made from AI. So I put here sharing is caring and teacher, and I got this picture on the left. And of course, one more thing, adaptation, how to overcome all this challenge that teaching puts before us. So yes, I can certainly recommend that networking with colleagues, sharing materials, and adapting to times and situation. Sometimes you need to change your mind, you need to change time. You need to change many things, but at the end, it's really, really helps. And at the end, I will show you escape room. And escape room is something that can include everything what I'm talking about. So there are two types of escape rooms, real life escape rooms and digital escape rooms. So the premise is basically simple. Players must complete a series of tasks in order to gain passwords, retrieve clues, and so on and so on. It can be digitally, physically, or both. This to one, which I will show you, is only digitally. The idea is innovative. It works with any content area. I use it for all subjects and so on. So students really like it, and after all, they are online. They like to be. On some tools and so on, and this one is really helpful. And you can see how AI sees a digital escape room. Of course, the one which I will show you today will not look this futuristic, but it's very, very interesting. And if you put many details, you will see more things on the picture. So what is about and escape room? Here is the one, because for a few minutes we need to end. Maybe just you can save QR code or link and save it, and you can use it in class. Or you can do it on your way and with teachers and so on, because it's very good how we can recognize fake news. So is this original account? Who shared this or created? When was this created? What account is sharing this? And so on. So you can use this for in your class and share with your colleagues, or you can make it for on your own, some new. You will see students really love it, and I'm sure that it will be great. And of course, you can find many more tasks in the group. This is one more. It's about fake news and right sources and so on. And I will see who will come first. Usually I put some award for the students and so on. So it's a really nice way to have their motivation on the high level. And I ask AI to list some of the fake news for me for the end. And I got this answer. The answer was as follows: I can't provide specific examples of fake news, as sharing false information can be harmful and misleading. However, I can help you understand how to identify and avoid fake news. Here are some common characteristics of fake news, and then I have a list of answers how I can recognize fake news. So I was really happy that AI doing all this on this way. So for the almost last sentences, I can say that do what you love and be patient. Use the help of technology, but also share knowledge and materials. Always try to find new internal motivation. Alove says that we need to use technology on some pedagogical and methodical way, not just to use it. So technology is amazing, and we have lots of platforms. We have here eTwinning, which is amazing, and eTwinning will help us to be patient, to make networking, and all people bring around us to help us, and of course we can help them. And this is for me today. So thank you so much for your patience, for everything that you being today with me. And if you need anything, you can send me email or contact me on eTwinning, of course, even better. And thank you, and have a nice evening. Alicia, thank you for your help and everything for today. It was really honored to be with you and my colleagues in eTwinning platform, and share my experience and everything today.
Thanks a lot, Susanna. Thanks a lot for providing this inspiring presentation on the topic of media literacy and disinformation, which is the topic of your feature group. And I posted in the chat the link for our attendees to join the group if they haven't yet. And thank you especially for sharing all the resources, challenges, and tips from your story, since this webinar was meant to describe your story as educator and hopefully inspire other teachers. I thank also our attendings for staying with us until now and for interacting with us in the chat. I don't know if you saw, Susanna, maybe you will see it later when you stop sharing, but there are a couple of nice comments on the importance of this topic. And I hope that you will fill in the Padlets and the tools that Susanna described during the webinar. I remind you that this session was recorded so that the recording will be published on our official YouTube channel as of the next days. And it will be also available in the feature group of Susanna, the one I shared the link of in the chat. So you can catch up or share it with other eTwinners if you'd like. So thanks again, everybody. Thanks again, Susanna, for sharing your time, your knowledge, and your insights with us. And I wish you all a nice evening. Bye, everybody.